Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Monday, the 15th of May. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. We hope all the moms out there had a wonderful Mother's Day. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. Coming up, we have a pretty important topic to start off with. Did you know, and this is according to Metro Nashville Police Department, 1 in 12 women and then 1 in 45 men have experienced being stalked. Have you had that experience? Do you have questions or need information? Well, let me tell you, the Legal Aid Society is hosting a free stalking clinic tomorrow on Tuesday from 4:30 to 6:30. And we have all of the information that you need to know coming up in a few minutes. And we also have information on what you need to bring with you when you head out to that clinic. But do stay tuned for that segment. And then we introduce you to Big Creek Winery in Pulaski, Tennessee. It's a vineyard with history in Giles County and an owner who has deep love for the community. Stick with us as we share his story about how the winery got started and what he hopes you'll take away with each bottle that you buy. After that, Catherine Mayhew takes us to a Middle Eastern restaurant. It's called Tasty and Delicious, but it happens to be known for its smashing good burgers. That is our Let's Eat segment today, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. If we have local dealers, taking them off the streets really helps. It takes a village. Education helps. We need everybody's help. Some words from CCSO Narcotics Officer Lieutenant Shannon Heflin following a major cocaine bust in Cheatham County. It was an anonymous tip to the tip line that yielded a lead in finding this man, 66-year-old Frank Randall Ferris of Championsboro. He was arrested during a traffic stop on April 12th on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of Schedule II cocaine for resale. Read more about this bust and to get the number for the anonymous tip line by visiting CheathamCountyExchange.com. Smart Start training program in welding provided by the Tennessee College of Applied Technology prepares inmates to choose new paths when released from jail so that they will have the skills needed for their re-entry into the community and into the workforce. Recently, 9 inmates of the Montgomery County Jail graduated from this program and are now taking positive steps towards self-improvement. This is according to Self. Visit Main Street Clarksville to read more about the difference this program is making. Let's get a check of the forecast with our friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather.
All right, folks, happy Monday to you. Ben Luna here with you in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Raincoats and umbrellas needed as you hit the door today. Scattered storms will become likely as we head through the midday. Some local downpours likely up and down I-65 and I-24 today. Rain coverage continues to blossom through the afternoon before we see a brief break. It's at around 8 to 9 tonight, and then another complex is going to find its way across the area into early Tuesday morning. This is one of 2 rounds tomorrow, I think. The second will begin as a few pop-up storms early on, and then as we head toward Tuesday afternoon, more widespread rain and thunderstorm coverage will find the mid-state region. So raincoats and umbrellas today and tomorrow for sure. The average high across the region well above normal today into the mid-80s across the mid-state region. We'll be dropping down a smidge for tomorrow there at 80 on Tuesday. Mid-70s after a front passes the area on Wednesday. Thursday still looking good before more rain and a few storms creep back our way by the end of the week. That is a quick check on your forecast. I'll leave you with a look at the 7-day outlook. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Welcome back. Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee and the Cumberlands, Tennessee's largest nonprofit law firm, is getting ready to host a clinic that is intended to give information to stalking victims and everything that they may need to know. And to kind of dive in a little bit more, we have with us today, we have staff attorney at Legal Aid. We'd have Mr. Dean Hinton with us. Mr. Hinton, first off, thank you for your time.
Oh, we appreciate it. Legal Aid.
I guess go ahead and start. Kind of, how is this clinic structured, and what do I guess women need to know before they come into the clinic on Monday or on Tuesday? I'm sorry, Tuesday.
Tuesday, it's going to be from 4:30 to 6:30. It's going to be at the Family Safety Center, which is on Murfreesboro Pike in Nashville. Just if whoever's going to come, you don't have to register or pre-register. Just show up. We'll have 6 attorneys on the ground ready to help out. We'll probably have about twice as many staff members ready to help out as well. You bring whatever you think is important to show us or to show a judge that you've been stalked or harassed. Now, you may not know who your stalker is, and that's okay. Just come in. We can safety plan. If you don't know who your stalker is, obviously we cannot file order of protection because we can't serve them with it. But we can help you out in other ways, and there'll be people on the ground there to help you out. And also, I do want to make sure your viewers are aware. Metro Police are going to be able to scan cars. So if you think that someone has put a device on your car, Metro Police will be on site to examine those cars and to let you know, hopefully, if there's anything there, if they can detect anything. They're only going to be able to do the first 15 cars, though. That's what I've been told. And so that is sort of a benefit because, as I understand it, Metro Police do not do that anymore because it's in such demand. There's so many people out there who think their cars are being stalked. They're being stalked through their cars that Metro Police no longer even do it because it's in such demand.
No kidding. Now that's shocking of how many do think that is happening to them. The numbers, though, what did the numbers show as far as how many people, I guess, are stalked in this area or have had this happen?
I can't give you figures for this area, but according to stalkingawareness.org, there's 13.5 million Americans annually who have experienced stalking. 1 in 3 women have been stalked in their lifetime. 1 in 6 men have been stalked in their lifetime. 72% of those who have been stalked have been threatened with violence. The ways that stalkers will stalk people: unwanted phone calls, showing up at work, text and email, social media. Social media is a huge one, and it's a really big problem because law enforcement is often handicapped, or a private attorney such as myself, or it's difficult to ascertain who's sending the messages sometimes. There's a lot of ways to use fake accounts and so forth. And that's also true of cell phones, by the way. There's such a thing as a burner phone. Those are very difficult to trace back to the original source. And if you want to hold someone's feet to the fire in court, then you've got to carry your burden. You've got to be able to show a judge or a jury that this person actually sent those messages. So
documenting things like that is key.
Yes, documenting is key. That's a very good point. And also just making sure that you accumulated the evidence and gathered it and you have it, to show us, for example, and we can sort of sort through it to sort of figure out how we might be able to help you. And by the way, some advice to viewers, to people who come to this clinic, might be that you don't do anything, at least not yet, because your stalker might be aware. For example, if you've been tracked on your cell phone, if you shut off the application or the ability for the stalker to stalk you, that might escalate things. So that has to be taken into account as well.
Well, speaking of relationships, what about teens in relationships who feel like they may have something like that happen? How should a parent or guardian react?
Well, safety plan, and that means, that might mean getting off social media. That might mean changing your phone number. I saw a statistic, I think 11% of people who are stalked actually move away. That's how serious some of this gets. And so if it's a teen, especially, I know, especially for teenagers, giving up social media is a huge thing, but that might be what it comes down to. So, teenagers, if there's a teenager, come to our clinic. We'll see if we can help you. Just because you're a teenager doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be helped, especially if you know your stalker. And I guess it's an extra concern that someone as a teenager, especially if they're being stalked by an adult, because that adds that extra level of just vulnerability, because a teenage population would be considered vulnerable.
You guys have such valuable information. Say if someone cannot make it out to Tuesday's legal clinic that's being offered for free, can they reach out to you at another time?
Well, certainly. Anyone who thinks that they're being stalked, harassed by an intimate partner or otherwise can always contact legal aid and ask, do an intake. And we may or may not be able to represent them in court, but certainly we can give them some sort of counsel and advice. We might also do future stalking clinics. I think we want to see how this one goes and who shows up. And we might take it on the road. For example, we might come to Clarksville, or we might go to Cookeville, or we might go to Murfreesboro, or Gallatin or what have you. We want to kind of see how this goes and sort of orient ourselves toward this, how this stalking clinic is going to go. Legal Aid does a lot of clinics. This is our first stalking clinic. And by the way, I want to put in a plug for us. My understanding is there's no other stalking clinics in the United States that we're aware of. We had a training a few weeks ago, and the person who came to train us, who is well-versed in stalking, told us that she is not aware of any other stalking clinics in the United States.
That's shocking too, considering how often it is, someone reaches out saying that they're stalked. Huh. Well, so I know you guys are going to try to travel around maybe at some point. If someone is outside of Davidson County, are they invited to come to this stalking clinic?
Yes, absolutely. We will help anybody within the state of Tennessee, other counties and so forth. We try to get the word out as far as possible. I think you're right. In Montgomery County, they're certainly welcome to come down if they want to drive down. Again, the clinics will be from 4:30 to 6:30 on Tuesday, the 16th. And I do want to put in a quick caveat if I can.
Please.
That is my understanding that Metro Police will only scan cars from people who come from Davidson County. I think they're prohibited from helping others. So I'm hoping, however, I think some of us at Legal Aid are going to watch what the police do and maybe be able to help other people who show up. So we're going to try and help as many people as we can, however way we can.
Mr. Hinton, thank you again so much for this. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you feel like people need to know, women need to know before they come see you on Tuesday?
No, again, just bring what you have. If you've got volumes of stuff, maybe we can condense that down. We'll try to help you any way we can. We might help you file an order of protection. It might be a divorce. We will safety plan with you. And I just want to say one quick thing. We do want women. And this is stalking is a male dominated thing, but men obviously are survivors or victims of stalking as well. So I don't mean to correct you, but at the same time, everybody's welcome. I'm
so glad you did. Yes, men and women, anyone who would like information, who have been stalked, please take all your information with you. Take it out there to the Legal Aid Society, who's hosting this free stalking clinic on Tuesday, 4:30 to 6:30. Could you give that location one more time?
It's 610 Murfreesboro Pike in Nashville. I think the zip code is 37210. I do want to let everyone know that there is law enforcement on site and you will not be coming into a situation that's unsafe. The Family Safety Center is buttoned down and they mean business, and stalkers are not allowed.
That is great to hear. Thank you, Mr. Hinton. We very much appreciate your time.
We appreciate you.
Stick right here. We have more coming up on Mornings on Main Street after this.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Well, welcome back. I am with someone here in Pulaski, Tennessee that says he eats, breathes, and sleeps Pulaski and is so happy to bring this business to Pulaski. I'm with Billy Brymer. He is the owner of Creek Winery.
Yes.
An absolutely tasty wine. Delicious. This
Absolutely.
is incredible. First off, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. And I keep telling people thank you for joining me, but I'm joining them in their settings.
Yeah.
This is your spot. This is a super great place that you have. Tell me about it.
Well, we actually had to rush this place in because we were somewhere else about 4 years ago, or actually a year and a half ago. And we owned a big building on the other side of town, and this was all my nursery But we did have the grapes here, so we grew the grapes here. But the wine was made over in my old location where my nursery used to set, which is not far from here, but it was about 4 miles, kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Everybody thinks, off the beaten path is a mile or two around here. So we had the opportunity to move here when we sold that business or sold that building and sold the land. And this is where we need to be on this bypass.
Okay.
And so we threw this building up in a real quick hurry. I mean, we were sleeping and one day I thought, well, let's do it this way. And we did it. And we got in here and started building. And if you'll see a couple bolt holes in the floor, you'd notice where we moved a couple posts. I said, well, we can't do that. So we got to have a bar. So we moved the post back. You see that. But yeah, we just kind of threw it up.
Being here, you said for a year now, about a year and a half?
A year and a half, yeah.
Are you happy with, I know you said you just threw it up, but are you happy with the way things are? And what about the reception from everyone here in town?
Well, Giles County, we have a lot of support here. I mean, we keep seeing over and over the Giles County tags to come in this place. And when we have outings here, we see a lot of people that appreciate coming to the winery because we do have a lot of music here. At least once a month. We're going to have one May 20th. We'll have a big band coming in and they're going to be playing. Shelby Lee Lowe, he's actually from, I think, Columbia, Murray County, somewhere there, but he's got quite a few hits going. He's going to be an up and young artist and he's coming. Going to be here May 20th, but we have got a lot of people in Giles County that come just for these concerts and to relax and chill out and listen to music and have a bottle of wine. So yeah, it's really good.
Oh, I love hearing that. Billy, tell me, why a winery?
I'm a landscape contractor by trade, and we travel to all these little towns and there'd be a little winery pop up and I thought, hey, I'd like to go in there and try their wine and I thought I can do this myself. So I researched it in 2006, planted my first grapevine in 2007.
What?
And then they just sit there and fed the deer for 7 years. Oh. And man, they were getting fatter and fatter. And I was like having vines that was up and down and let them go. But so I ran into Sam Duncan, and Sam Duncan is actually, I'm in the wine business. So here's Sam Duncan.
Okay.
This is Sam Duncan. So I met him at Annie's Beer Garden. You know where that is? Annie's Beer Garden? It's a little place called St. Joe.
Okay.
He come in, walked in, pulled these 2 little bottles of wine out of his sack, and I thought, man, that's the prettiest wine I've ever seen. So I walked over and I said, hey, did you make the wine? And he looked at me startled. I said, oh, are you the law? I said, no, I'm not the law. I said, I just, I've been wanting to make wine for a long time now, for 7 years. And I said, I don't know how to make wine. And I said, I don't want to venture into it by myself. I'm hoping I thought maybe since I seen that wine and how pretty it was, you might give me a few tips. He said, why don't you come over and try the wine? So I said, okay. So I went over and I tried the wine. It was the best wine I ever had.
No
I thought,
kidding.
oh my God. He said, well, you come and see me and we'll talk about it. Now this is in November, okay?
Okay.
And I said, well, a lot of times, and he lives in Waynesboro, okay? So I said, a lot of times, I go fishing at Pickwick Dam. So this is in May. We were fishing, wasn't catching no fish. Come back through. I said, hey, I want to call this guy. And I called him. He answered the phone. And I said, hey, you remember me? I seen you over St. Joe. He said, yeah, I remember you. You're the law, right? I said, I'm not the law. I thought, man, why does he keep saying that to me?
Right.
And so he met me in the driveway. I looked around, I'm thinking, all these vines and stuff he talked about, where are they at? He talked like he had all these vines and things. Well, he used to. He said, because I don't hear very well. He said, no, I told you I used to have all these vines. I've only got this much left now. But I thought, okay, well, I said, I still want to learn how to make wine. He said, well, come on in. And he takes me to this 2-car garage, and I'm thinking, why is he taking me to the 2-car garage? I said, this don't make no sense.
Seems a little sketchy.
So here I'm going, and then he opens this little side door, and he opens it up, and then wall-to-wall wine. I said,
wow.
Oh my goodness, he's a bootlegger. I said that to myself, And sure enough, he'd been bootlegging wine for 23 years.
Stop it, really?
Yeah.
So Sam Duncan, that influence for you, you know what I mean,
Yes.
helping you make
Yes.
wine. And now Big Creek Winery
Yes.
here in Pulaski. Look at this behind me.
I know.
You have different varieties,
Yes,
you have reds
absolutely.
and whites. What all do you carry?
You know, we make wine from anything that grows in our county.
Okay.
Anything that grows in our county. And so we don't have French hybrids because we don't grow French hybrid grapes here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get it out of California because you got California wine companies to do that. Why
Right.
do I want to make something they make? So, you know, I make wine from peach, apple, pear, muscadine, all the grapes that grow in Tennessee. We have about 8 grapes, I think, varieties, and then the rest of them are going to be apple, peach, pear, blueberry, blackberry. The blackberries come from the Amish over here. I do have blackberry vines growing, but I feed the birds with those because I just don't have time to pick. And then the blueberries, I get them out of Bartlett, Tennessee. I got a friend over there that grows blueberries only, and so we meet at Savannah and exchange blueberries and money. And then I make wine with all that. Our blackberries, like I said, come from Amish. The strawberries come from the Amish. The peaches come from Ardmore. They come from Scott's Orchard down there in Ardmore. So we get local everything. And then, of course, I grow muscadine, white and red, and I grow Catawba grape, which that's one of the grapes we have. That's an American French hybrid is what that is.
Okay.
And that's as close as we can get to a French grape, but it's going to be a American-based hybrid is what that is. And then we have the Chambourcin, which is, you're drinking that.
Something that is that I thought was kind of really unique in what you do, if you'll hold this, because I feel like I need to maybe use both hands. On the wine, on the labeling, it is the most unique labeling I think I've seen. They're all very different, coming from the same spot, Big Creek Winery. But say this one, you have the Excalibur, and there is a horse on the front. Again, you have Sam Duncan. His picture is on another bottle of wine, and I can pull out another one.
Oh, the Milky Way Blue is again, that's a local landmark here in Giles County. And the Milky Way Farm was Mr. Mars, the candy bar maker, and he owned this farm and lived and died here. And but this was fascinating to me because we did our high school graduation pictures here in 1978.
Wow.
So that's fond memories. And that's my horse Excalibur. So I love horses.
Each label is each label is different, and each label is special.
It is.
Billy, Big Creek Winery, again, Pulaski, Tennessee is one location. Lawrenceburg is going to be the newest location. Thank you so much for treating me to this glass of wine and to the story and a little bit of history from Big Creek Winery. I appreciate it.
Yes, we got all history. If you come here, you're going to get a history lesson from Giles County.
I promise you want to come out here.
Yeah.
So we're going to enjoy our wine and chat a little bit longer, but don't go anywhere because we're not quite done just yet.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Welcome back. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant in Nashville that's not only known for its gyros and other wonderful foods, but also their burgers, out of all things. And I cannot wait to hear more about this. We have our food reporter and columnist, Catherine Mayhew, here to tell us all about Tasty and Delicious. And from the pictures, it looks tasty and delicious.
It is. I'm very much drawn to restaurants that can't quite get their act together. And this is one of them. But they get their act together where the food's concerned. And that's really the important thing. It's a little tiny place on Nolensville Road. It's got a neon sign out front that's flashing, fries, burgers. And inside it is, it's half fries and burgers, and then it's half Middle Eastern. And with a cheesesteak thrown in and maybe some fried fish. So it's kind of like, what is it? I don't know. But the burgers are awesome. And they have two kinds, smashed and stuffed.
So smashed and stuffed. Now, I know because of you treating us to other locations about smash burgers, I know exactly what that is. What do they stuff their burgers with? How is that done?
Well, they stuff their burgers with cheese. It's a half-pound burger, so it's a big burger. And some people who hear that are going to think, oh, it's a Juicy Lucy, which is a huge thing in the Midwest. And it's not. The Juicy Lucy, they have so much cheese in there that when you bite into it, it literally spurts out. At Tasty and Delicious, they take cheese slices and they put them in the middle of the burger, and the cheese kind of melts into the meat. And it's absolutely delicious. It makes the meat very juicy. It's the kind of burger that when you pick it up to take a bite, it drips from the bottom, and that's what you want.
Oh, I would say, okay, so when you went, did you try both burgers and something else? Did you?
No, yeah, we had both of them. The smash burger is a true smash burger.
Okay.
And this is something that really irritates me about some restaurants that say they have smash burgers, but they don't know how to do them. Tasty and Delicious knows how to do a smash burger. It's got those crispy edges all around the outside, and it's got that little bit of a grease factor in the best possible way. It's just absolutely delicious. And they do them on potato buns that are super soft, and they're grilled with butter. And then they have the ubiquitous secret sauce, which of course is like Thousand Island dressing. We all know that.
Yes.
Everywhere. And then they will top it with their normal toppings are what you'd expect: lettuce, tomato, pickles. But they'll also top it with bacon, barbecue sauce, pepperoni, blue cheese. They even have one that's topped with shrimp. Why shrimp? I don't know. But why not?
Well, considering they have gyros and items like that, falafels, I mean, do they top their burgers with any of that? Like, do they, I don't know, mix the two?
Curiously, they do top one with tzatziki sauce, which I'm sure people know is sort of a cucumber yogurt situation. But a lot of it is just very separate. Their Middle Eastern offerings are very basic. There's a gyro plate, there's a chicken plate, there's falafel, but it's done really, really well. It's like that perfect rice where every grain is separate, and very succulent meat with the gyro has like crispy edges around it, which makes it seem like they just cut it off of that giant spit. And they have pita that's really the good pita, not the stuff you buy in a grocery store. They're really super soft, luscious pita. So and a nice salad. It's got, iceberg and cucumbers and tomatoes, feta cheese. And it's a good, complete Middle Eastern plate.
I love it. I love another great burger spot there in Nashville, again, Nolensville Road. Catherine, thank you so much. Tasty and delicious. Another spot to add to our list of restaurants.
Yes, please go try them. Support local businesses completely. Support small local businesses always.
Done and done. Catherine, until the next time, we can't wait to see what you have in store for us next.
It'll be something tasty and delicious.
That we know. See you soon. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Welcome back. We do hope you enjoyed our show today. I do want to say it is National Bring Flowers to Someone Day. So to show your appreciation to a friend, maybe a coworker, a boss, or someone in your circle, in your world, if you want to show them a little love today, take them a flower or a bouquet. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you always, and we look forward to seeing you back here on Tuesday.